Good morning, everyone. Today we will be dealing with the third application, okay? That is the magnetic field produced by the current in a circular loop at the axial point. Now the axial point is the point P, okay? Which is along the line which is along the line passing through the center of the circular coil. So that's what we'll be learning next. Last two classes में हमने first application and second application किया था. In this class, we'll be dealing with the third application. That is axial magnetic field produced by a current in a circular loop. Okay, so coming to our next application, that is axial magnetic field produced by current in a circular loop. Okay, so what is axial magnetic field basically? Suppose if I say about a circular coil, so I know that this is a center. So if I find the magnetic field at the center of the coil, then I can say it as mu naught I by 2r. But if I say about an imaginary line passing through the center and I need to find a magnetic field at that axial point. This is my axial point P. Okay, getting it clearly? So, if I need to find the magnetic field at the axial point, so let us say that a circular coil is in the x y plane and the z plane or the axial line of the circle, can I say it is perpendicular to the plane of the coil? So I can say this is z. Okay, so basically when I say about the axial point, so basically the point is perpendicular to the plane of the coil. This is something that you need to understand very well. So the point is perpendicular to the plane. Okay, so that when I say about the current which is flowing through the circular coil in the anti-clockwise sense. So here if you observe the topmost point, let us say the topmost point is A and the bottommost point is B. So if you observe the topmost point A, the current approaches the point A, and over here if you see the current is moving away from the point B. ऐसे आप consider कर सकते हो, ठीक है? So basically what will happen, why do we consider the diametrically opposite points? Because at the diametrically opposite points, the magnetic field का direction will be equal and opposite. If I say about point A, then the length of the vector, that is from A to P, length of the vector from A to P, we call it as R, and the axial distance from the center of the coil to the point P, we call it as X. Okay, and let us say A is the radius of the coil. Getting it clearly? So can I say that the axis is 90° to the radius of the coil? So we can say that A square plus X square is equal to R square. A square plus X square, I can say it as equal to what? R square. Getting it clearly? Okay, so when I say the value of R, we can say it as A square plus X square the whole raised to 1 by 2. Okay, A square plus X square the whole raised to 1 by 2. This is how we can write it. Okay, now if I say the magnetic field produced by the current at point A to the magnetic field produced at B, so how can I write it? Look over here. At this point P, when I say about the magnetic field, let me just move this to the other half. थोड़ा सा रखता हूँ. So this was the point P, z axis, we have written it as a square plus x square equal to r square, and r is equal to a square plus x square the whole raised to 1 by 2. Okay, so here when I say the magnetic field produced at point P, so what we will do is at point P we will draw a vertical line. Okay, because the axis of the circular coil is in the vertical plane, so the magnetic field will that is going to be produced will be perpendicular to the line joining the point P and A, and it will be outward. So this will be the direction of magnetic field delta B, 1, making an angle alpha. Let's say it makes an angle alpha. Getting it clearly? Okay, it's making an angle alpha with respect to the coil. Okay, or we can say, so when I say about this angle would be 90 minus alpha by geometry, because delta B1 vector is perpendicular to the line joining the point P. तो ये एंगल भी क्या हो जाएगा, if vertical line and horizontal line are perpendicular to each other, so if this is 90 minus alpha, by geometry this angle would also be 90 minus alpha, है ना? So now we have two components of delta B1. One is the adjacent, which is adjacent to the angle, and the second one is perpendicular to the angle, opposite. So the opposite component we can say it as delta B1 sine alpha 1. Okay, and the adjacent component I can say it as delta B1 cos alpha 1. Getting it clearly? So we have two components. One is delta B1 moving upward and delta B1 sine alpha moving to the right. Similarly, when I say about the diametrically opposite point B when it joins P, so the length would remain the same. Okay, but the direction of the magnetic field delta B2 will be in the downward direction, making the same angle, that is alpha, because of the symmetry. Okay, so what will happen? We are having two components. One is delta B2 cos alpha, and the opposite component is delta B2 sin alpha. So if you check over here, delta B1 cos alpha and delta B2 cos alpha, both the components, the vertical components, are equal and opposite. So what will happen? They will cancel out each other. Yes. So when they cancel out each other, so that means only horizontal component will be left at point P. So can I say that the magnetic field at point P is basically the vector sum of the horizontal component and not the vector sum of the vertical component. So when I say about the delta B value, okay, the magnetic field which is produced at point P, vector form, we can say it as delta B1 vector plus delta B2 vector. But in this delta B1 and delta B2, the vertical components are cancelling each other. Only horizontal components are getting added up. So when I say delta B at point P, we write it as delta B1 sin alpha plus delta B2 sin alpha. Now the magnitude of magnetic field at point P, because of A and B, will remain the same. Why will it remain the same is because of the symmetry. Both are at equal distance and both are carrying the same current. Both are also substituting a same angle. So that is why delta B1 will be equal to delta B2. Okay. So let's consider that since both the values are equal, so I can consider this value as equal to delta B. Okay. So what I can say is the net magnetic field at point P will be equal to delta B sin alpha plus delta B sin alpha. So when I add it, what will I get? I'll get the net magnetic field at point P as 2 times the delta B sin alpha. Okay. So this is my equation number 1. Okay. So when I say about sin alpha, what is sin alpha? When I say about sin alpha, we can say it as by Pythagoras theorem, sin alpha is opposite upon hypotenuse. So I can say a by r. When I say a by r, so a by r के जगह हम लोग क्या लिख सकते हैं, a square plus x square the whole raised to 1 by 2. So a by r, so we can say it as a upon a square plus x square the whole raised to 1 by 2. Got it clearly? Now, when I say about the magnetic field delta B by Biot and Sievert's law, by Biot and Sievert's law, we can say that the small amount of magnetic field is mu naught by 4 pi I dl upon r square. So we can say it as mu naught by 4 pi I dl upon r square का value क्या होता है, a square plus x square. Okay. So when I say about the delta L, तो dl को जब हम इंटीग्रेट करेंगे तो dl हमारा इंटीग्रेशन टोटल लेंथ ऑफ द कॉइल हो जाएगा, है ना, एंड द टोटल लेंथ ऑफ द कॉइल विल बी इक्वल टू व्हाट, द सर्कमफ्रेंस ऑफ द कॉइल, दैट इज इक्वल टू 2 पाई इंटू आर. आर की जगह आप क्या लिखोगे, ए, बिकॉज ए इज द रेडियस ऑफ द कॉइल. ओके, so you will substitute these values in the equation number 1. So what will you get, the net magnetic field at point P, you will get it as 2 into delta B का वैल्यू हम लोग क्या लिखेंगे, mu naught by 4 pi I dl upon a square upon a square plus x square into sin theta का वैल्यू हम लोग क्या लिखेंगे, a by a square plus x square the whole raised to 1 by 2. Okay, so when I say the total magnetic field at point P, so basically I need to go by the integration, that is 2 mu naught by 4 pi I dl a upon a square plus x square the whole raised to 3 by 2, है ना. तो इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ dl जब आप करोगे तो आपको क्या मिलेगा, 2 पाई a, है ना, हमने यहाँ पे लिखा है देखो, इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ dl इज 2 पाई a बिकॉज ओनली द एलिमेंटल लेंथ इज गोइंग टू बी इंक्रीमेंटेड. ओके, so when I say about the delta B, the total magnetic field at point P, which is the axial point, we write it as 2 mu naught by 4 pi I into 2 pi a into a upon a square plus x square the whole raised to 3 by 2. So net magnetic field at point P is 2 into mu naught by 4 pi I into 2 pi a square upon a square plus x square the whole raised to 3 by 2. So 2 gets cancelled. Okay, so what we get, the net magnetic field at point P, we write it as mu naught I a square the whole upon a square plus x square the whole raised to 3 by 2. This is the net magnetic field produced at point P. Getting it clearly? Okay, so that is a magnetic field produced at the center of the coil carrying current. Okay, one thing you have to mention once again, one thing you have to consider over here is you don't have to consider 2 pi a, you just have to consider pi a. Why do you have to consider pi a? Because pi a हमें इसीलिए कंसिडर करना है बिकॉज हमने ऑलरेडी दो एलिमेंटल लेंथ ली है, दैट इज वन इज एट ए एंड सेकेंड वन इज एट बी. तो जब आप इंटीग्रेशन करोगे सो यू विल नॉट इंटीग्रेट इट फॉर द टोटल लेंथ, you are going to integrate only for half length, that is from 0 to pi. So the length of the semicircle is pi a. इसके लिए हम यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे, पाई लिखते हैं, तो 2 आप लिखोगे ही नहीं. तो अगर आप 2 नहीं लिखोगे तो यहाँ पे 2 पाई ए अपॉन 4 पाई क्या हो जाएगा, 2. So this is the final formula, that is mu naught I a square upon 2 times of a square plus x square the whole raised to 3 by 2. Getting it clearly? Why did I do this? मतलब पहले मैंने 2 पाई ए क्यों लिखा और अभी पाई ए क्यों लिख रहा हूँ, बिकॉज हमने इसके पहले सर्कुलर आर्क के बारे में बात किया था. तो सर्कुलर आर्क में जब हमने इंटीग्रेशन किया सर्कल के लिए तो हमने वहां पे क्या किया था, टोटल लेंथ को 2 पाई ए कंसिडर किया. यहाँ पे भी हमारे पास सर्कुलर कॉइल है बट यहाँ पे हमने जब इंटीग्रेशन किया तो हमें टोटल सर्कल के लिए इंटीग्रेशन नहीं करना है. Why I don't have to integrate for a total circle? Why do I have to integrate for a small circle? Because if I say for a, तो a को अगर मैंने इंटीग्रेट किया पाई a पे, तो बेसिकली मैंने a को हाफ सर्कल रोटेट किया. सिमिलरली b को भी मैंने साइमल्टेनियसली हाफ सर्कल ही रोटेट किया. तो दो हाफ सर्कल मेरा मिला के पाई a इंटू टू पाई a होगा ना. Yes or no? Because already I have multiplied the magnetic field of A and B simultaneously. 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया ना मैंने, है कि नहीं. यहाँ पे भी देखो 2 से मल्टीप्लाई किया. That means I have considered two length. So that is why when I consider a length का integration, so I don't have to consider the integration of length as 2 pi. I have to consider the integration of the length as pi. Okay, so I'll just remove this value. Okay, getting it clearly. So that's the reason why we consider pi. So pi gets cancelled. Pi 2s are. Okay. So the net magnetic field produced at the center of the coil, that is at point P, we can write it as mu naught I a square upon 2 times of a square plus x square the whole raised to 3 by 2. Okay. So let's calculate the next question. Go for our next question based on this. That is a circular loop of radius 9.7 centimeter carries a current 2.3 ampere. Obtain the magnitude of magnetic field A at the center of loop B at a distance of 9.7 centimeter from the center of loop, but on the axis. Okay, so just read the question and just know what is the data given to you. So if you check over here, you have a loop of radius 9.7 centimeter carrying a current 2.3 ampere. So you need to find the magnetic field at the center of the loop and also at a distance of 9.7 centimeter. So basically they are asking you the magnetic field at the center of the coil, as well as they are asking you the magnetic field at a distance of 9.7 centimeter. Okay, so what we can go for over here is, we'll go by the data first. The data that is given to you is the radius of the coil. Radius of the coil is given as 9.7 centimeter. Current carried by the coil is given as 2.3 ampere. Okay, and the distance x is also 9.7 centimeter. So what they are asking us to find is the magnetic field at the center, and second one is the magnetic field along the axis. Okay, so when I say about the magnetic field at the center, we write it as mu naught I by 2r. म्यू नॉट का वैल्यू क्या है 4 पाई इंटू 10⁻⁻⁷. आई का वैल्यू है 2.3 अपॉन 2 इंटू रेडियस इज 9.7 सेंटीमीटर. ओके, सो सेंटीमीटर है तो 10⁻⁻² ले लो. ठीक है, सो व्हेन यू कैलकुलेट द वैल्यू 4 इंटू 3.14 इंटू 2.3 divided by 2 into 9.7. So you will get the value as 1.489 into 10 raised to minus 5 टेस्ला, बिकॉज -2 ऊपर जाएगा तो +2 होगा. सो -2 + 2 क्या हो जाएगा, -7 + 2 क्या होगा, -5. So that is a magnetic field produced at the center. Okay. Now coming to the next, magnetic field about the axis. Magnetic field about the axis. So when I say about the magnetic field about the axis, so we write it as magnetic field about the axis. We write it as mu naught I a square divided by 2 times of a square plus x square the whole raised to 3/2. म्यू नॉट का वैल्यू है 4 पाई इंटू 10 रेज टू -7. करंट की वैल्यू कितनी है, करंट की वैल्यू है 2.3 एम्पियर. रेडियस इज ऑल्सो गिवन एज 9.7 इंटू 10 रेज टू -2 द होल स्क्वायर डिवाइडेड बाई 2 इंटू 9.7 द होल स्क्वायर प्लस 9.7 द होल स्क्वायर इंटू 10 रेज टू -4, मैंने बाहर ले लिया, द होल रेज टू 3/2. And then when you solve these values, so you will get it as, let me check the values, 4 into 3.14 into 2.3 into 9.7 the whole square divided by 2 into 9.7 the whole cube. Okay, 2 into 9.7 the whole cube, 2 raised to square root. This, ये सॉल्व करने के बाद आपको वैल्यू चेक करना कितना आएगा. इट विल कम आउट एज 1.68 into 10 raised to -6 Tesla. Okay, getting it clearly, we'll wind up for today. Just देख लो एक मिनट.